Good evening, everyone. This is Darla Tweeten with Tweet Be Happy, and I am an independent demonstrator from Iowa. And I come to you live every Tuesday night on Facebook and at 8 o'clock Central Time. Now that would be 6 o'clock Pacific Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, like I said, or 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, it's kind of funny today here in Iowa. I live in north central Iowa, and our temperature didn't hit 90 today. I don't know. But it felt like, one time I checked it, it said it was 88 degrees, and it felt like it was 96 degrees, but the humidity was really high. And so we are in an extreme heat advisory for the next couple of days. So good evening, Dale. Thank you for joining me tonight. Good evening, Peggy. Thank you also for joining me tonight. We are going to be doing Christmas in July. Now, I myself, I love Christmas. I don't necessarily, let's see, how do I say this? I love going to the malls and I love going into the Christmas stores. How about anyone else? Do you guys like doing that? Leave a comment if you do. I would love to know if others love going into those Christmas stores. But I also realize that it's kind of early to be starting Christmas cards, but yet, how many of us that are paper crafters don't enjoy, the first part of December because we think we have to do these marvelous projects? Well, this year, write it down, 2026, we are going to have our Christmas cards done. Let's say, I'm going to really push the bar up. Let's say by November 1st. Let's have our Christmas cards done, okay? Now, and then that way we can enjoy, receiving Christmas cards from other people. If you get your Christmas cards out in the mail early, then you don't worry about doing any more unless you receive a card from somebody that you haven't sent a card to. But then that way, I can almost guarantee you that you will receive more Christmas cards that way. When you mail out cards, you receive the cards back. Now today, as I've been working here in this feels like 96 degree day, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the time I get done with this live, I will have made 10 Christmas cards. Now, what do you think of that? Now, if we make 10 Christmas cards every month, that would be July, August, September, October, November, for 5 months, that would be 50 cards. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily have to say deck the halls, Merry Christmas. It could say happy birthday. It could say, thinking of you, or it could be a thank you. So keep that in mind also. Now, some of these cards tonight that I can hardly wait to show you. I think we have some really simple cards tonight, and that's why I could make 8 of them today. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's exciting to have all of you guys on here with me. We are doing Christmas in July, Susie. I don't know if you heard that or not, but anyway, I am going to just give a few brief highlights of our county fair that we just came home from yesterday. It was absolutely just the best fair ever. Every year it gets better. I am a former 4-H'er, so to see our 4-H building filled almost to the brim, with Cloverleaf Kid projects. Now, I helped check those in on Tuesday, I believe it was. We had over 300 projects that these Clover kids had made. Now, Clover kids are kids like from kindergarten up to 10 years old that are not able to join 4-H, or maybe they want to be a part of a project or a organization. They're called Clover Kids. So Clover Kids can do about anything that a 4-H'er can do. They can do any type of static exhibit. They could even participate in the pig showing, which my grandsons did do. They participated in the little squealers, and they also showed their bucket calves. And I can hardly wait to post all of the results, on and share those with you. I can hardly wait. So in getting back to the fair, people say, or I always say to people, or I've said to my grandsons, hey, what was your favorite part today? And my oldest grandson, who will be 8 in September, said he liked the circus show. There was a gentleman there that had a puppet, and I should remember the puppet's name, but the puppet would talk to the audience, and he would say, funny things about him or do goofy things. So that was Colt's favorite thing. What was Barrett's favorite thing? I think Barrett's favorite thing was his calf Kenna. Don't quote me for sure on that, but that's what comes to mind right now. And little Jay, our 3-year-old, when I asked him what his favorite thing was, he said, running around, Grandma Darla. Can you believe that? That's what he said, running around. Because those of you that may or may not have gone to a county fair, it's a pretty safe environment. You know a lot of the people that are there. And like, I know whose kids belong to so-and-so because of facial features. I cannot believe how strong the genetics can be sometimes. But anyway, thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. While you're giving me, hearts, don't be afraid to tell me if you're ready to do Christmas cards. Also, like and share my video if you would. That helps me to spread the word of my business. So anyway, that's just a few brief highlights of the fair. I can tell you more as the week goes through because I know you guys are here to watch me stamp. You're not here to hear me gab about the fair. So just a minute here. I'm going to start my little, whatever this little thing is over here, my little iPad, and it will show me if I'm presenting this in the right frame or not, and it looks like I am. I'm horizontal, I'm not vertical, so that's good. Yay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to turn my camera now. Oh, Dale, thank you for all the hearts, red, white, and blue. I appreciate that. So I'm going to stand up here and raise my camera up to my work surface and try to get everything situated, but yet close enough that you guys can see what I'm working on. Okay, there we go. So I always like to start out each week by thanking you for your orders that you have placed with me. The special this week, or the special for the month of July, is pretty much the same as it was for June. If you place a $50 order or more in my online store, I will send to you a thank you via email of a PDF with projects of the month that are by a group of 7 demonstrators that I belong to. It's called Marvelous Lollies. I will email you this file with the video and PDFs excuse me, around the 1st of the following month. This is my thank you and shows my appreciation for your order. Along with this, I do want to thank those that collaborate with me, Nancy, Haley, Rita, Wanda, and April. There's 3 of us that sign up a month for the projects, and then so we take turns every month who's providing the projects. And then for the month of July, can you believe that? This is July 14th, 2026, and this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And this will be kind of like our marketing flyer that will be emailed to you with your $50 purchase. And you could see there's some balloons in one of the cards. There's a birthday card also. And then there's also, again, this Balloon Fest, which is a very popular stamp set. You don't have to have the same stamps that are used on these projects. What is going to be included is a PDF with all the dimensions of the projects, and then you can pick out your favorite stamp set and your favorite DSP. I forgot to ask is who all is creating with me tonight. You might want to start gathering your cardstock and your DSP if you have not already. It's a very simple card that we're doing tonight. It's Casing Tuesday Sketch 573. And I will be giving the dimensions as we go along, but I just wanted to remind you to get your supplies ready and make a comment if you're crafting along with me tonight. Tomorrow night is the 3rd Wednesday of the month, so I will be at Pushing Up Daisies in Clarion, and we will be putting together a Christmas card kit tomorrow night at Pushing Up Daisies. I do have 2 kits still available, so if you want to text me or email me saying that it's going to work for you to come tomorrow night, there's still plenty of time. I do send out an email. I really try to do an email a week. I don't always get that done, but if you would like to be on my email list, you can sign up for that by entering your email address. This is an old product of the month, but the product of the month for July is a beautiful begonia bell. It's a distinctive stamp, and you can get that for $5 with a $75 order. I have not gotten my stamp set yet, but I will be getting it shortly. So in closing, I want to thank you again for your orders. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes and your shares. And if you miss this live, you can always catch me on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com at Darla Tweeten 8262. You can find me over there. A lot of times, if you scroll down through my Tweet Be Happy Facebook page, you will also find the link to, past videos. So let's go ahead and tonight we're going to be working with this Festive Cheer stamp set. If you remember, I did this or that, and you guys chose the Festive Cheer. I do have another Christmas stamp set, depending upon how things go, I might use it next week. I'm not really sure yet. I did not get a chance to use these dies yet with the festive cheer, and I'm dying to use the pine bough. And then also it cuts out the words Noel. So I'm very excited to do that. So this is a stamp set that we're going to be working with tonight. As I was kind of preparing for the live tonight, I'm not working right now with Christmas paper, but I am working with what they call painted patterns. That's what they're called. And it's in brights, subtles, and neutrals. And there's also, let's see, the regals too that you can buy. But look at this paper. It's just like somebody took a paintbrush and painted various colors of the reds. And then here's the bigger stripe, and then here's the narrow stripes. And then here's, polka dots. And then on the other side is miniature polka dots. Isn't this fun? So this is the brights now. So this would be like Poppy Parade and Melon Mambo. Let me see here. Yep, Melon Mambo. I don't use that color very often. It's kind of a bright color. Now, and then also you can see where, here is Calypso Coral, the big dots and the big paint stripes, and then here's the smaller one with the small dots. Okay, here is, what yellow would this be, do you think? Let me see here. It is Daffodil Delight, it looks like, and Lemon Lime is in the green. Here's this, and then here's this back here. Aren't these fun? And then here's our pinks, which would be, let's see here, Flirty Flamingo, I suppose, and Poppy Parade. And then we're going to be doing cards with the Granny Apple Green. And let's see, what would the other green color be? But anyway, isn't that just beautiful? Talk about color. I love color too. And then it's repeating now with, so I have played, and then also there is the orange would be, let's see here, pumpkin pie, it says. Isn't that pretty? The oranges. And then here's the blues, which is Azure Afternoon. Aren't they beautiful? So this card sketch that we're working on tonight, you can use it for any type of occasion. I've used the Melon Mambo and the Poppy Parade, and then like I said, we'll demonstrate the Granny Apple Green. So those are brights, fixed brights, painted patterns, and there's 20 sheets of DSP. So if you cut it like we would cut it tonight for our DSP, which is the first layer, is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You could get about 12 card fronts out of one piece of DSP, which isn't too bad. So if you're crafting along with me now, you'll need to get out your card base. And it seems kind of dark right here. I'm not sure why. I think I need to pull that back a little bit. Okay. So you're going to need to pull out your card base, which is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that is cut at 5 1/2 and it's scored at 4 1/4. Take your bone folder to make a nice crease. What's everybody drinking tonight to stay hydrated? I am having just plain water. I've tried to really, catch up on my water. I drank a little bit of pop at the fair, but not a whole lot of pop, which was kind of good Because once I start drinking pop, ooh, I could live on pop, but I don't feel the best. So anyway, I'm drinking water. What are the rest of you guys drinking tonight? I hope it's something way more exciting than plain water. Okay, so here is our Granny Apple Green card base. And what we're going to do next is we are going to, the first layer is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, okay? And I haven't decided just quite yet which side I'm going to use. Should I, mango juice, oh wow, that sounds good. Oh, tea, that sounds good too. Hello, Dolores. Dolores is having water, so that is great. What a wide variety there. Nobody's having a wine cooler. I was thinking maybe somebody would be having a wine cooler tonight or a glass of wine. That's what Darla's gonna have when she gets done. But anyway, do you guys want me to use the small Granny Apple Green circle, or do you want me to use the larger one? I will give you just a few minutes to help me decide that, which you'd rather have, if there's any rathers. In the meantime, there is an image that is on the first layer, and I am going to go ahead and punch that while you guys are deciding which side you want me to use, because obviously after I punch it, it is not going to make a difference which side I use. So what are the votes? Small circles. Peggy says larger circles. Okay, I need a person to break the tie. We have a large and we have a small. Who's going to break the tie and tell me which side you want to use? So we'll either use the small circles or we'll use the large circles. Aren't they fun? Yeah, this paper is just real simple. Okay, it looks like it's still a tie between a small and a larger. Anybody else care to throw in a choice? I know there is a little bit of a delay. And so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait here just a little bit longer to see if somebody helps me out with a decision. In the meantime, I'm going to get ready by pulling out my silicone mat, and what I'm going to do so that it is easier to see that. Okay, I've got 2 smalls, so that's what we're going with. Okay, so I will go ahead and take my adhesive. This is what they call Tombow glue, and I have started to really like using this a lot better than what I did initially. What I have learned to do is just do a very, very small bead, and then you go back and you kind of just swish it around so that it can't ooze out of the side. Okay, and if you let it air dry enough, it will actually become sticky and become almost like a sticker. So I wonder what happened to my paper. Let's go ahead and put a clean sheet of paper down here. There is a little bit of a shadow here. So let's go ahead and just pull that like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this to our card base. Now you can, I've already messed up. What I was going to do is, I'm still gonna try to do it, okay? And then I'm gonna see if I can take it off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of lightly set it on there for right now. This is a technique. And then with a pencil, I am going to outline the opening of the hole. So then that way, when I do my stamping, I know about where to stamp my stamps. So I'm going to be using Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to be using Lemon Lime Twist. I'm not sure. I'm doing this card on the fly, so I'm not really sure how well it's going to show up, the Lemon Lime Twist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the Lemon Lime Twist, and I don't think it's going to show up that well. Oh, not too bad, is it? Okay, let's go with it. And then what I'm going to do is, you can see where it is filling up most of my circle. I am going to then take some ornaments like this. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of filling in the empty spots on the front. That one is kind of messed up. Okay, and then it is a distinctive stamp, so you can fill in the outline with a solid. It's not very dark, but just enough that it's gonna hide my boo-boo there. And you can see there where I did first generation and it covered it a lot better. So I'm going to do that again here. Now keep in mind, we are not going to see a lot of this because we are going to cover it up with our second layer. And let's go ahead and put some, there's like a diamond here. Let's go ahead and put that there, just to kind of fill in some more of the dead space again. And we better do odd numbers, huh? Okay, so that will be what is, I did threes. I really need to do another ornament. So let's go ahead and let's put this pretty ornament like right there. Okay, so that'll be filling that in. Then let's go ahead and pick up this part right here that I had glued, and let's adhere that to our first layer. So this is our second layer, and as you can see, I did not erase the pencil mark, so you can then go in lightly with your eraser, and if they're showing, go ahead and erase them. Now that pencil mark really helped outline, you know, where I could stamp, so that when I put the second layer on, you can see the sending cheer is pretty much in the center. What do you think of that? I don't know if I like those big ornaments right now, but what we're going to do to dress it up is we're going to take this white gel pen. Those of you that have a gel pen, it can be a lot of fun. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to make like decorative white dots going down this ornament. You know how ornaments can have glitter on them or whatever. So just to kind of fill that in, that's what I've done. I'm going to go ahead and put a white dot in the front, in the center of these diamonds also. Now, the longer you hold the gel pen down, the bigger the gel spot is going to be. And you want to, when you're using the gel pen, you want to hold it straight up and down. Okay? So there is the front of our card. It's very, very simple. If you want to, you could stamp some other things on here, but I like it simple. I like it simple. So now we're going to take the same size of DSP, and that has to dry just a little bit, that white gel pen. We could also put some white on this one right here too. this ornament, and then we could even drag that out so it gave it more dimension. I know what I'm gonna do. What was this? Candy apple green. Candy apple green, not candy apple green. Granny apple. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to, those of you that have watched me for a while, you know I like to splatter. So we will take the blend and hit it against, or take your pick tool and hit it against the thing, and it just kind of splatters. Adds texture to our card. I apologize for the noise that made. Okay, so this will be, so we're gonna flip it over so when they open it up, and we're gonna have that on the inside. So let's go ahead and put our glue on this part now. And keep in mind, when you kind of rub that glue around, you can get little bunches of glue. So you're gonna want to, you know, make sure that you get those off of your paper, because it could cause a little bit of a bump, and we certainly don't need that. So just take your pick tool and, you know, pick it off and then throw it away. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our inside here now. Now, some people may think that it's a waste of DSP. I don't. If you ever were to come into my craft room, you would see that I have plenty of DSP. So I am going to, at times, put in side of the card a piece of the DSP. I just think it adds so much beauty to the card. Then we are going to do, oh, you know what? Okay. I really changed how I did that one. So then we're going to put this inside of here, and it covers up most of the DSP, but there's enough that shows. So on the outside, we had the Granny Apple Green and the Sending Cheer. So let's go ahead, and you want to continue the inside from the outside. So let's go ahead and do 3. We want to do things in 3s. And let's go ahead and dip this in the lemon lime twist. And let's put some lemon lime inside of this ornament this time. And you can see, I can't really, I apologize if my head is in the way, but you can see where it is a perfect lineup. You can see 3rd time's a charm, and that's okay. And there is a little stamp that looks like the top of an ornament, you know, that little metal piece. And so we need some of those on there. And then of course, they have a, earlier today when I was trying this, I was being really kind of ridiculous. I was taking my ruler and I was drawing a line down to the ornament tops, and then I realized, oh gosh, there's a stamp that creates the line. Oh boy. So we're using that now on this live. Sometimes there are pretty ribbons on the top of an ornament, and they have included a little ribbon thing. What do you think of that? Doesn't that just finish it off? So there again, I've been using the Granny Apple. Let's use a little bit of the lemon lime over here on this one. It's just enough of a difference that is kind of neat. Okay, now you're probably wondering how Darla's gonna fill in that spot over there, aren't you? Okay, well, this is what we're gonna do. We are going to take the beautiful Peaceful Pines glitter, shimmer brush, I guess it's called. And what we're going to do is we are just going to fill in those white areas. And it's kind of like painting your nails. Who paints their nails? I love to paint my nails, but it doesn't stay on very well. So anyway, this is a real thin brush, so you can get a really nice thin line if you want, or you can get a thicker line by going over the top of it. So I've kind of filled that in, and it's shimmer, kind of neat. And then you know how these little, the tops of the ornaments, they're always kind of shiny, aren't they? They're usually metal, silver, or whatever. Okay, so that is filling that in. I don't know if it's not the best job, but it's okay. It's okay. So you can also so we put sending cheer on the outside. So on the inside, we could put deck the halls if you wanted to, or on another card I did best wishes or have a lovely day. Now that doesn't really sound like a Christmas sentiment, doesn't it? But when you're a professional card maker, you can have the inside say whatever you want it to say. Because keep in mind, maybe this is going to be a birthday card. Maybe it's going to be somebody graduating from college. It's going to have many, many options. So then I'm just going to go ahead and do some more of these little diamonds. And I'm going to mix up the colors. I did the Granny Apple Green, and I did the Lemon Lime Twist. I did 3 of them, so I probably hadn't better do any more right now. Do odd or even numbers. So let's go ahead and adhere this to the inside of our card. There again, I'm just putting a small bead on the back of this card, and then I'm just kind of swishing it around so that it doesn't ooze out, which I appreciate when it doesn't ooze out. So let's go ahead and put this. I'm gonna use the lines on my glass mat to kind of help me make sure that I'm straight with the world. So there is our first card. And I'm not necessarily going to call it a Christmas card. It's a December card. You could send this card for any type of an occasion. Now, I'm really tempted, really tempted to stamp the sending cheer in black, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to let it be. So that is our first card tonight. Let's go ahead and do an envelope with it. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you for the sweet comments. I appreciate that. Be sure and like and share this video. And so let's go ahead, and I'm not really sure. Yeah, I know what those were for now. I'm not really sure. When you do the outside of your envelope, you kind of want it to be the beginning of the party. So what I'm going to do is I really like these big ornaments. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp the back of the envelope rather than the front. I'm going to stamp the back. And then we need to put this on there because they are an ornament. Okay, and I have my chamois over here with all of my different little stamps that I'm using here. And where did my bow tie go? Here it is. So then we will stamp the bow tie again on the top. I guess I didn't do, oh, and it's upside down, isn't it? Oh well. Sometimes bows can be upside down. Just got to be consistent, right? So that will be the back side of the envelope. The front will, you can put an ornament on it if you want to. Nope, I'm not gonna do anything. Okay, so that's card number 1 that we've made tonight. I'm gonna quickly do another card. I know it's 8:45 already. I have some samples that I wanted to show you of other cards that I've done. So if you stick with me, I think we can do another card really fast. I'm going to use the same card sketch, but I'm going to use it in a different way this time. So let's go ahead, and I have to cut another. So we want I got to get out my trimmer here. And so we want and I know I'm operating dangerously with that open pad there. We want a 4-inch. So like I said, remember, you'll get 12 card fronts out of this piece of paper. And what is wrong here? Oh, okay, 4 inches. Okay, so then we need to cut this one at 5 1/4. So go up to the top of the paper trimmer and slice it down with 5 1/4. So there's our card layer for that. And I'm just going to show you the outside of this one. We're just going to do a card front since our time is kind of escaping. We did use the smaller circles on the first card. On this second card, we're going to use the larger circle. And I'm using adhesive right now because I am going to use the punch on my card, and I don't want to, and I shouldn't have glued that down yet. So let's take our punch here. And already I'm having to change what I was originally going to do. Okay, so go ahead and punch through both card layers, both the first layer, which is the card base, and well, the card base is a card base, and the first layer would be the DSP. So what I was going to do, and I think I can still do that, is I am going to put a piece of white paper, like right here, and I am again going to just kind of pencil in 4 places the circle on this card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do only the ornaments this time. So I'll do 1, 2, and 3. And you can see I'm kind of stair-stepping them. And then I'm gonna do the insides will be different on each one. Okay, and let's go ahead and do Granny Apple stamped off once on the first one. Okay, this card is already going to turn out better, I can tell. Why is it you can just tell sometimes when things are going to go better? So let's go ahead and stamp. Who can tell me what that little piece is called? That has the wire sticking out of it, that holds the wire inside of, Thank you for saying you like the green dots. That makes my night. I don't very often use a lot of green. I do at Christmas time, but we are going to be using it tonight. So let's go ahead and let's do, how about doing the bow the right way up this time? Or what I think is the right way up. And as you can tell, remember I drew that circle. So the top of the circle is right up there. And I have a little thing here that says, today is your day. Let's see if I can get that to fit on there. Today is your day. Okay, I should have stamped that on there first. So now you guys know when you're doing it to do it first. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase these little pencil lines, which were a great guide, weren't they? Okay, so the pencils are erased. So what we're going to do now is we are going to position this inside of our card so that when you open it up, you can see the today is your day. Okay. We are going to take that white gel pen again, and I am going to just decorate a little bit down a couple of the stripes. I'm not necessarily going to do them all because every ornament is different, isn't it? So so now what we need to do is we need to put in our piece of white paper, and that's not what I plan to do. I plan to do like you aren't going to have a lot of room to work in this one. You could put another, it could have been a larger piece of white, I guess. Let's go ahead and adhere this into, okay, what do I have on the, yep, I have the, okay, so I have the big dots on the outside. I'm using the big dots on the inside. So, how do you propose that we get this so that it's right where we want it? This is what we're going to do. Gradually open this up, and you're going to want to make sure it's straight, and then you're going to want to just kick up one side of it and apply adhesive. Would you have thought of that? And then you can go to the bottom side and apply adhesive. Now, if you want to, you could put another piece of white in here to write with. But that is, what do you think of that? Isn't that beautiful? And you and me both know that you can also take some of these and just kind of fill in the white space again. And then, isn't that pretty? What do you think of that? Yeah. Today is your day. You could even put some diamonds if you wanted to on the inside. And then just to carry it forward, I'm going to go ahead and just do it in odd numbers, and then kind of rotate your stamp so they're not all the same. Okay, so now you want to see, thank you for hanging with me. I'm sorry this is running a little longer tonight, but I think you'll enjoy this part that I'm going to show you of the other cards I've made. So so we can, in just a minute, I'll show you what I do with some of those circles. So what I've done tonight in closing is I have created cards using the festive cheer. It is a bundle. It comes with a set of stamps, and then it comes with a set of dies. And I will be using this again next week because I need to be using those dies. But what I also wanted to show you, let me put these inside the drawer, put away my piercing mat. That's what I use to stamp the stamps on, the cardstock or the DSP. And then I adhere things on my silicone mat. All of those are available in my online store. So we did the greens, which is these right here. And then here are some of the reds, which is Poppy Parade and Melon Mambo. As you can tell here, I punched the circle, the 2 3/8 punch. I punched that out of the Poppy Parade, and then I did a smaller punch with the white. And that is that card there. And then this one here, I did the same thing. I punched it, but both of them are 2 3/8. And I cut the Poppy Parade one in half and then spread it out so that it covered the white, you know, surrounded that. Did you notice here I used the large circles and I stamped fa la la on the background, okay? On this one, remember, we stamped the diamonds. On this one, we stamped the fa la la. Okay, are you ready for the crumb cake cards? So this is crumb cake and blackberry bliss. I did it in landscape mode with the punch again, the 2 3/8 inch punch. I drew the circle around the outside so that I knew where to, you know, punch, where to stamp the ornaments and deck the halls. What do you think of that one? So that's another one. And then here is this one with the large painted stripes. And I did the decorating right on the cardstock. And then I decorated the inside that way. Okay. Right now, my favorites are going to be the Misty Moonlight. And I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. I don't know. Now, these are the first set of cards that I did. And I did insert a piece of white underneath of the DSP. And then I stamped it kind of like I did before with, you know, a pencil. And so that is that one. That's Misty Moonlight. This one, I kind of threw in some old olive with it. I kind of like it. So, you know how there's, the ornaments are never the same. And today is your day. This could be any type of celebration. Then, of course, I had lots of circles left of the Misty Moonlight. So what I did was I adhered them to a piece of white, and then I trimmed off the excess of the circles to make this card. Made it flush on the left-hand side, and then the inside of this card is this right here. Then I didn't adhere that yet because I'm thinking about putting either the coordinating DSP or the other side inside. So, and then this is a card that I did, and I stamped 3 times, deck the halls. So, and then inside, that one turned out, I really like that one, sending cheer, and then I did the 3 ornaments. Okay, so that's a little bit about what I did with just one card sketch. Can you believe that we could create all of these cards? And so now I have done, technically, if I wanted them to be, I could either call them, I don't know where this envelope goes. It goes with the reds, I guess. I could technically say I've done 10 December cards. Can you believe that? So when you guys look at these cards, is it something that you think you could create? I think you sure could. So I will close this video out. Thank you for thank you, Dolores, for the comment on the great use of the circles. As you can see, I've got some browns yet to use. You can use either side. I love finding ways. And then here's a green one I can use. You can throw them together. You can do whatever you want. So in closing, I appreciate your time this evening. Remember that if you are not a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber, and you will want to sign up as a first-time Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can, from now until August 10th, you can save 25% on your first month's Paper Pumpkin kit. So I highly encourage you to do that. We will, tomorrow night at the Daisies on Main, I will be showing the alternatives that I made with the June Paper Pumpkin, which was the bicycle. So, so there's some other things going up in the Stampin' Up world. There's the hot foil system that I'm not quite ready to demonstrate on a live yet. I've been playing with it myself, trying to practice with it. If you come to class on Friday at my home from 2 to 4, I will be showing some samples at the class and let you guys watch me actually do the hot foil system. So let's close for now, and I wish you a wonderful week, and come back next Tuesday and we will do some more Christmas cards. Okay, God bless. Thank you.